let's talk about developing a risk management plan. Now, if you've already spotted and analyzed potential risks in your workplace, you might be wondering, what's next? Well, this is exactly where the rubber meets the road. This is the stage where I start turning all those what-ifs into real, practical action steps. Let's put it simply. Imagine I found out that our data system isn't super secure. There's a real chance of a data breach. I don't just stop at worrying about it. Instead, I start brainstorming solutions like beefing up our security, adding firewalls, or setting up training sessions so everyone knows how to keep data safe. At this point, I'm no longer just identifying problems. I'm moving into solution mode, figuring out exactly what can be done to prevent issues, or at least minimize the fallout if something does go wrong. Now, risk management isn't a one-size-fits-all situation. I tend to break things down into different approaches. First, there are some risks I can totally avoid, like just not using a system that's known to be risky. Then there are risks I can reduce, maybe by improving technology or adding stricter controls. Some risks I can transfer, like taking out insurance. And finally, there are those risks I just have to accept, but I make sure to have a solid plan B, like backups or a recovery plan, just in case. But here's the most important thing. Whatever plan I come up with, it has to be realistic. There's no point in designing a solution that's way too expensive or impossible to actually pull off. I always make sure there's a clear breakdown of who's doing what, when it needs to happen, and how we'll know if it's working. I like to think of this step as the bridge between theory and action. This is where I take what I've learned and actually start protecting my team, my data, and my organization from real-world threats. If I get this plan right and stick to it, I know we'll be ready for anything, and business can keep running smoothly even when things get tough. At the end of the day, developing a risk management plan means I'm not just prepared for risks. I know exactly what to do, who's in charge, and when to make things happen. Now, let's break down the key implementation steps for developing a risk management plan. First, assign clear roles and responsibilities to your team members. Make sure everyone knows their part in the process. Next, set a timeline for each action item and establish checkpoints to monitor progress. Use regular reviews to ensure the plan stays on track and adjust as needed. Finally, communicate the plan clearly to all stakeholders and provide training if necessary. This ensures everyone is prepared and knows what to do if a risk arises.